how it goes.
We must...
So you ventured out of your new camp. That was mighty stupid of you.
What? What do you mean?
Haven't you heard about the attack on your mine?
What?
Sorry, but we can't let you go shooting your mouth off.
Hey, I don't want any trouble.
You should have thought of that before.
Look, I've had about enough of this.
So have I. Kill him.
Hey, shh, be quiet.
Hello, Diego. What's the meaning of all this hide-and-seek business?
Haven't you heard?
Heard what?
The old mine caved in. The fire mages were assassinated, and there are plans to raid the free mine.
What? What are you talking about? How could the old mine cave in?
One of the diggers who survived it told us that they were digging, and they hit an underground river on the bottom level. When the water gushed into the mine, one of the supports broke, and the entire upper section collapsed. Only a handful of people managed to escape from the mine.
Why are the fire mages dead?
That's a long story.
Just tell me about it. It's not the first long story I've had to listen to.
Well then, luckily I was in the ore baron's house when they got the news that the mine had collapsed. Gomez was hopping mad when he heard about the accident, and he was afraid that his position could be at stake.
Of course. Who controls the ore controls the colony as well.
That's right. Since he has no source of income anymore, the goods from the outside world won't come in anymore either. Nobody will work for him if he doesn't get another source of income soon.
And that's the reason for the raid on the free mine?
To be honest, that's Gomez's only chance to maintain his power. 2 hours ago, 24 guards set out for the free mine.
I've seen the guards in front of the locked gates.
Stay away from them. They'll attack anybody approaching the camp. They are afraid of somebody avenging the raid on the free mine.
But what happened to the fire mages?
Coristo and the other mages were the only people in the camp to remain rational. They forbade the raid and demanded a settlement with the 2 other camps.
They forbade Gomez to raid the free mine?
Well, yes. Coristo and the others shouldn't have been so self-confident. Gomez didn't trust them anymore and had them perfidiously assassinated.
What are you and Milton going to do now?
We'll stay here for a while to warn some more friends so they don't bump straight into the guards. But you could do us a favor.
Consider it done. Tell me what you want.
Look out for Lester and Gorn. They need to know what happened here. Tell them that the four of us will meet at the same place as always.
If I see them before you do, I'll warn them and send them to your meeting point.
Thanks, my friend. You really seem to be an all right guy. Go now. We'll meet again later.
Where can I find the old mine?
Go to Graham. He's a cartographer. Tell him that I sent you and that you need a map. He lives to...
That's mad. I need to warn the new camp.
Then you must hurry up. They'll have almost reached the free mine.
But they never get through the fortifications of the new camp.
They don't need to get through them. A few months ago, they found a path that leads over the mountains and right to the free mine, and nobody else knows about it.
Take care.
I'm glad you...
Let me guess, the free mine has been assaulted by the guards from the old camp. Nobody saw them coming?
Hang on. How? But of course. You found out about it in the old camp. Gorn arrived here just before you did. What could have caused Gomez to dare to take such an aggressive step? He should be aware that such a heinous act can only provoke war.
The old mine collapsed after water seeped in.
Collapsed? Of course. Then the whole thing makes sense. Gomez has his back to the wall. He's more dangerous than ever. Now that he doesn't have anything left to lose, he'll do anything.
Gomez has had all of the Magicians of Fire killed.
Had them killed? Why in Beliar's name would he do a thing like that?
They were against the attack on the free mine and opposed Gomez.
Then we're all doomed. Without the other 6 magicians, we'll never be able to control the concentrated power of the massive ore mound. But in spite of that, I thank you for passing this dangerous message on to me.
When you sent me to the Magicians of Fire, you mentioned there was somebody.
Well, I had hoped we could make it without his help, but the way things are developing...
Who is he?
All right. Many, many years ago.
Give me the shortened version, please.
Be patient. Well, when we, the 12 magicians, created the barrier back then, our magic powers were directed and controlled by a 13th magician.
A 13th magician? I thought there were only 12.
Most people who did not experience the early days of the colony believe that. This 13th magician was our leader. All this took place before we were divided into the circles of fire and water. But he left the old camp, which was once the only camp of the colony.
What is this 13th magician called?
His name is XARDAS. Hardly anybody remembers the old stories about him. The ones who do just call him the necromancer.
Why did he leave the old camp?
He started to investigate the invocation of undead and magical creatures. Gomez was not the only one who began to worry. Most of the other magicians opposed him as well, and his unholy deeds.
What happened then?
Unlike Gomez, he was no butcher, so he avoided the conflict and left.
Where is this magician today?
He lives in seclusion, in his tower in the middle of the Orc land. That's just about the southernmost point of the colony.
Nefarious said I was ready to wear the robe of a magician of water.
Then I welcome you to our community.
Does that mean that I now belong to the Guild of the Magicians of Water?
Not yet. First you need to take the Oath of Water.
I'm ready to take the oath.
Now speak the words of the oath. I swear by the might of the gods,
I swear by the might of the gods,
and by the power of the holy water,
and by the power of the holy water,
that my knowledge and my deeds from now on and forever shall be one with the water,
that my knowledge and my deeds from now on and forever shall be one with the water,
until my body shall return to the realm of Beliar, and the source of my life shall dry out.
until my body shall return to the realm of Beliar, and the source of my life shall dry out.
Wear this robe as a sign of your bond with the holy water and with Adanos. For the honor of magic.
I'd like to wear the high robe of water.
It is not yet time for you to wear the high robe.
Can you instruct me?
There's much you need to learn. I shall teach you as soon as you're ready.
I'll make my way to XARDAS and ask him for help.
He's the only one that can help us now. If he knows no way out or doesn't want to help us,
He will.
there is one other problem.
A problem?
Yes, over the years we've tried to get in touch with XARDAS several times, but it looks like he prefers to remain undisturbed.
What does that mean?
None of the messengers ever returned from his tower. You'll have to find a way to get past his creatures.
Looks like this is going to be interesting. How will I get past his creatures?
If I knew that, I would tell you. I'd advise you to do some research in our library. Maybe you'll find something in the old books about the strengths and weaknesses of magically invoked creatures.
I'll rummage through the library, and don't worry, I'll be back.
May you return in one piece.
Hello!
I met Diego and Milton in front of the old camp.
That's good news.
They want to meet you and Lester at your usual rendezvous.
Thanks. There's nothing more valuable than good friends in troubled times like these. You're almost one of us by now. You're reliable.
What have you got planned now?
Our entire defense strategy will have to be changed. That takes time. Until Lee and his people are ready, I'll join Cord's Provisional Guard.
Are you planning a counterattack?
Not yet, but the day will come. If ever you're looking for me, start here and walk towards the mine. I'll be on guard there.
Some people never learn.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Yeah, there must be something about that story after all. The key to
Very
yourself.
probably right.
Some people never learn. Let's talk about something else instead.
Yeah, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
That's really not my problem.
That won't happen again. I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
It's the same story every time.
Some people never get
I've been cleared ages ago.
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
Really my problem.
Some people never. Rely on somebody and you're in charge. That's how it goes. Maybe. Wasn't very clever.
Somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. There was a time when things would have gone very different. I bet some people never learn.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Well, hang on. Some people better not go rushing into anything out of here.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Maybe.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
I'd like to trade with you.
Good. Here.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Doubt that's ever likely to change. Same old story every time. Maybe. There was a time when things would have gone very differently. Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. Well, hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. You shouldn't believe everything in here. Some people never. You have to watch what you tell people.
Okay, you win.
You have to watch what you tell people. Something about that story. Well, hang on. Better not go rushing into anything. There was a time when things would have gone very differently. You have to watch what you tell people. That wasn't very clever. That won't happen again.
There-
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Same old story every time.
I better keep out of it.
That wasn't very clever. I better keep out of it.
Let's talk about something
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
You have to.
Hey, you! Hey, you! Keep out of the
Get out of the
huts.
way!
Yeah! Buzz off!
the honor of magic. May you return in one piece. I'm glad you've joined us.
Show me your goods.
That's really not my problem.
That's really not my problem.
As long as I'm not involved.
Maybe. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
You have to watch what you tell
Well, there
me.
was a time when things would have gone very differently.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
As long as I'm not involved.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead. Well, there was a time when things would have gone
Must be
very
something about that
differently.
story after all. Something about that story after all.
It's the same story every time. You're very probably right.
That won't happen again. Everything you hear.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Must be something about that story after all. Oh, I thought
Some
that
people
would have
never
been
learn.
clarified a long time ago.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
As long as I'm not involved. I'd better keep out.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
If you think
That's really not my problem. That wasn't very clear.
If you're injured, I will heal you.
I'm injured. Can you heal me?
Through my words I call upon the powers of healing. Your body and spirit shall be well.
That wasn't very clever.
people don't need to know it. It was obvious. Now that's change.
Hang on. I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Well, if you think.
It was obvious that there would be... Hang on. Better not to go rushing into anything.
Maybe.
There was a time when things would have gone very different.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though, because he...
If you think,
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
maybe. There must be something about that story
I'd like to be in his shoe.
You should believe everything you hear.
It was obvious there would be trouble ahead.
I doubt that's their problem. I would. If you
Wasn't very clever.
Let's talk about something else instead.
keep it to yourself. Some people
I thought that would have been clarified a long time ago.
Tell people. Let's talk about something else instead.
There was a time when I led a very different life. I was one of the best generals of this country. I've spent my whole life fighting for my country. But the nobles didn't like me because the king listened to my advice, and they knew I posed a threat to their dirty business. I hadn't counted on their insidiousness. They used the king's wife to get me. I was blamed for her pointless murder. King Robar had no other choice. The services I had rendered my country saved me from the gallows, but they robbed me of my freedom. One day I'll be free again, then I shall return and take revenge. I shall have my revenge.
Some people never learn. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Hang on.
Hey, no sweat, man. Come over here.
You okay?
I'm hiding away here. I don't care for the trash those guards are pulling off. But I've taken some pretty good stuff from the arsenal. If you need a weapon, just let me know.
Show me what you have.
I would like to be in his shoes.
What would you tell people? There was a time when... That wasn't very clever. Hello.
What do you think about the mine?
They've gone too far. They'll be sorry for it.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Hello.
As long as I'm not involved. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
It's obvious.
People always talk.
You have to watch what you tell me.
Yeah, there must be something about this story after all. Because rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. I'm not involved. You have to watch what you tell people.
Same old story every time. Let's talk about something else instead.
I want to better...
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
There was a time when things would have gone very different.
You're at the end of your possibilities. You should learn.
Same old story every time. That won't happen again.
That's not really my...
Talk about something else.
That won't happen again. I doubt that's ever going to change.
That's really not my problem.
Your decision to join the Magicians of Water was right. Be welcome, brother. May I pass through here for the honor.
I need more magic.
I can help.
I want to acquire magic right.
There would be trouble ahead. People always talk.
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
As long as I'm not involved.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Hang on. Better not to go rushing into anything.
Same old story every time.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Well, there was a time when things
Same
would have
old
gone
story
very
every
differently.
time.
Same old story every time.
Hang on.
That won't happen again.
Better not go rushing into anything.
People always talk.
That's really not my problem.
Some people never learn.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
It was obvious that there would be trouble
Hang
ahead.
on, better not go rushing into anything.
As long as I'm not involved.
It was obvious that there would be
I would
trouble.
like to be in his shoes, though.
You're very probably right.
That's really not my problem.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Some people
It was
listen to
obvious
all
that
the
there would be
blathering
trouble.
anymore.
As long as I'm not involved.
Maybe. You have to watch what you tell people.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble.
Hang on.
That's how
Better
it
not
goes.
go rushing into anything.
You have to watch what you tell people.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
You're very probably right.
It's not really my problem.
There must be something about that story after all.
Some people never learn.
You have to watch what
It
you
was
tell
obvious
people.
that there would be trouble ahead.
Listen to all the blathering.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Very probably
If you think.
right.
Hang on, better not go rushing into anything.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though, because...
People always talk.
Maybe...
Hold on. Better not go rushing into anything.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Let's talk about something else.
That wasn't very
instead.
clever.
It was obvious that there would be trouble
As
ahead.
long as I'm not
It was
involved.
obvious
have to
that
watch
there would
what
be
you
trouble ahead.
May I pass through here?
But keep it to yourself.
I'm not
You don't need to know it.
Let's talk
What
about
you tell people. It was obvious
I
that
thought
there
that
would
had
be
been
trouble
cleared
ahead.
up ages ago.
Rely on somebody
You're
and
very
you're in
probably
trouble.
right.
That's how it goes.
It's not really my
I thought
problem.
that'd be cleared up ages ago. That won't happen again.
Maybe.
You have to watch what you tell
Things
people.
would have gone very
clever.
differently.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Maybe. Hang on, better not go rushing into anything. Well, there was a
That's not
time.
Maybe.
To yourself.
People never learn. You have to watch what you tell people.
Was it very clever?
It was obvious there would be trouble ahead.
Hold on, who's talking to me? You are talking to me? How did you get into my head? You are what? The servant of your master? You seem to be a creature from hell. You want me to be silent? Is your master's name perhaps XARDAS? Oh, right, so names are not important. Okay, I'll just assume that this here is the Tower of XARDAS. I have to talk to your master. Me? Unworthy? What kind of test? Ah, I understand. Whoever wants to talk to your master must prove worthy first. Hold on, what was that? The proof? Victory over what? Victory over the elements? Stone? Ice? Fire? Here's the heart of a stone golem. What? Right! Worthy proofs! Missing? 2 are still missing? Is this heart of an ice golem the proof? Duality? The second proof? 1 is still remaining? What about this heart of a fire golem? Perfection? I'm worthy? If that's the case, I'd like to speak to your master now. Counter evidence? What kind of counter evidence? A rune? A rune for me? Well, then I'll accept the rune of teleportation as a sign of worthiness. Mortal? Who? Me? Okay, I'm on my way.
Who dares to disturb me in my studies?
My name is...
I don't wish to know your name. It's insignificant. All that matters is that you're the first person in years to have solved my golem's riddles.
Have there been any other visitors?
Not many. And when they began to annoy me, I confronted them with one of my supernatural creatures.
You enjoy being on your own, don't you? I was sent by Saturus. We need your help. The magicians of water plan to use their big ore mound.
The ore mound is not the solution.
It isn't?
No.
All the magicians of fire are dead. Gomez had them assassinated.
That does not surprise me. Those foolish barbarian butchers in the castle, especially Gomez, were never to be trusted. Caristo and the other magicians elected their own hangman when they helped Gomez to usurp the power.
The so-called Sleeper is said to be an evil archdemon. That's what the Brotherhood in the swamp found out. Now the magicians of water believe that everybody in the colony is in great danger.
There is a greater danger than anyone within the barrier could possibly imagine.
If the explosion of the ore mound doesn't avert the great danger,
Forget the ore mound. Its power won't open the barrier. If Callisto and Satyrus hadn't wasted their time fighting over foolish and vain issues throughout the past years, they'd all know what I know now.
which is,
None of the 12 magicians ever stopped to wonder why the formation of the barrier got beyond their control, or why it assumed such gigantic proportions.
did you find out why that happened?
Well, one thing is certain. The answer lies deep beneath the Orc town.
The Orc town?
Orcs are not animals, as many people think. Their culture is as old as the human culture. A few centuries ago, 5 Orc shaman invoked a very old archdemon, which they hoped would give their clan the power to defeat their enemies.
This archdemon, was it the Sleeper?
The Orcs gave him that name much later. But I won't tell you why they did it, or why they are now terrified by this supernatural creature.
Why not?
I believe you could be... No. To be really sure, you'll have to perform another task.
Which task?
Listen carefully. The Orcs have exiled one of their shamans from the town.
Why have they exiled him?
The dying Orc warrior was no longer able to answer that question when he was interrogated by one of my demons.
What does this Orc shaman have to do with my task?
He'll tell you the rest of the story about the Sleeper.
An Orc shaman is hardly likely to be keen on talking to me.
Do you want me to help you or do you not?
Well, yes, but...
Then never question my words again. Find the shaman. He's not on good terms with his brothers in the Orc town, so he may listen to you before turning you into a living torch.
Very comforting. Where is this exiled shaman?
Go to the old citadel in the east. You can't miss it. It's on top of a high mountain, which can be seen from a distance.
Can you just enter it?
They call it the old citadel, but there's hardly anything left of it other than the foundation walls. It's been a ruin for many decades.
I will get the answers from this shaman.
My servant has already given you a teleportation rune for the pentagram 1 floor below. That will make it easier for you to get back here later.
I'm seeking magic knowledge.
I better keep out of it. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though. Rely on somebody, you're in trouble. I doubt that's ever likely to change.
orcs want kill me. Old brothers, today enemies.
How do you know our language?
Urshak be slave of humans in mine. Run away. Happened many winters ago.
You were a slave in the mine? Which mine?
Mine be under village in Hollow.
Why do your brothers fight you?
Urshak in disfavor. They smirch creed in Krushak. Believe Krushak bad demon.
Who are you?
Name Urshak. Be son of the spirit. People call shaman.
What does Krushak mean?
Humans call sleep.
You mean sleeper?
Yes, humans say sleeper.
What do you know about the sleeper?
Be 5 brothers. Be many winters ago. Be sons of spirit, like Urshak.
You mean 5 shaman?
Call Krushak. One defeat clan of enemy. 5 brothers then build temple under earth for Krushak.
A subterranean temple for the sleeper? That's what XARDAS must have meant when he spoke about the entrance being in the Orc town. What happened in the underground temple?
Brothers that give heart to Krushak. But Krushak be bad. Krushak curse all who build temple. Brothers have no heart. Be dead and live. Be both. Krushak now have heart of brothers. Heart now be power for Krushak.
What happened to the workers who built the temple?
Krushak curse all. Workers too. Be all dead and live. Both at same time.
Didn't the orcs at the surface do anything about it?
They seal temple. Brothers today worship Krushak. Krushak gets sacrifice, so no become bad. Urshak think sacrifice bad thing. I said Krushak bad. Brothers no want to hear. Brothers say Urshak go. Brothers hit Urshak.
I need to enter the underground temple. Can you take me there?
Urshak say thanks to stranger. Stranger save Urshak. But entry of temple be home. Urshak home no can go.
I see. You mean they won't let you go back into the Orc town? Can you show me where the Orc town is on my map?
Home of Urshak beware map empty. Stranger give map. Then Urshak finish map.
That's amazing. You're a good cartographer. Thanks. Well, looks like I'll have to fight my way through.
Brothers home very strong. Brothers be very many. Stranger no go. Many warriors. Stranger die. Other sons of spirit home. Stranger make fire. Then stranger die.
Okay, but I have to find a way into the temple.
Urshak no way. Stranger wear ulumulu.
Ulumulu? What's an ulumulu?
The sign of friendship. Brothers respect ulumulu. Stranger wear ulumulu. Then stranger no die.
Where can I get this ulumulu?
Stranger go see friend of Urshak. Friend of Urshak kill ulumulu. Stranger wear ulumulu. Then stranger no die.
Yeah, I have the no die bit all right, but where can I find your friend?
Friend of Urshak in mind of humans. Friend no run away with Urshak. Friend be ill then.
Were you held captive in the old mine?
Urshak no understand.
Were you a prisoner in the abandoned mine?
Urshak no word.
Were you held in the free mine?
Urshak prisoner in mine under village in Hollow. Urshak think people call so.
Thanks for your help.
Urshak say thanks to stranger. Stranger save Urshak. Stranger now friend of Urshak. Friend take present. Take Urshak Talisman. Talisman protect from breath of fire lizard. Urshak can no go home. Urshak now live here. Friend come when need help.
I may take you up on your offer.
Have you spoken to XARDAS?
The whole thing's not the way you think.
What do you mean? He needs to find a way how to blow up the ore mound.
The ore mound, it's grown very high.
Find XARDAS. He needs the help. I'm glad you come. I've been expecting you.
You've been expecting me? Why?
Gorn asked me to send you to him as soon as you arrived.
What's up?
He has a plan to free the occupied mine.
Is he still guarding the entrance to the mine?
Yes, please see him as soon as possible.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though, because he...
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
If you think... Some people never learn.
That's really not my problem.
If you think...
I'm not listening to
Some...
I better keep out.
as long as I'm not involved.
Yeah, there must be something about that story after all, because...
You have to watch what you tell people.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. It's the same story. People always talk. You have to watch what you tell people. If you think. Hang on. Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
I'm not listening to all the blabbering anymore. Maybe. Rely on somebody.